How about knowing what somebody likes to do, relaxing, and you join them and relax together? How about just laughing? How about being naughty? How about being naughty? The more time you spend together with your spouse, the more you get to know them, the more you understand who they are, the more you get deeper. Guess what? The better it becomes. When you allow distress and fatigue to sabotage your time, to sabotage your time that you can spend together and enjoy, when you allow it and it takes root, it takes complete control, that every day you're coming distressed. And in this season of COVID, where people are leaving each other left, right, and center because everyone is distressed and upset. If you're distressed and upset with what is happening out there, don't bring it to the house and make it your issue. That now it's become the issue between you and your spouse. It's not between the two of you. So you need to really, really, really hear me today. Stop allowing distress to make you go apart, to make you just become a nuisance. You don't even want to care about one another. Do not allow the distresses and the fatigues to sabotage your intimacy. Because once you're distressed, you can't be intimate. You can't. And so your intimacy is being stolen by distress. Then you find somebody out there who is ready to remove the distress, and you're ready to go. And before you know it, you have committed adultery. Infidelity is full in the home. Listen, all marriages require times of refreshing. All marriages requires a time to look within and see what can we do here, what can we do there, all marriages. But don't make the distressing times to sabotage a beautiful time that you can have together. That's a way of opening up the door for infidelity. Instead of letting your love sizzle and become amazing, you're letting it dwindle, you're letting it go down, and you're looking at each other like you're not adding value to one another. And yet that's the most valuable asset you have in your house. Your spouse is the most valuable asset that you have. But you see, the minute you're looking at them like, oh, they are a waste of time, and they are just, your marriage begins to go down. You see, even a fire, the reason why it keeps burning is because you add more wood to the fire. You add more coal to the fire. And so it keeps burning because you're adding. The minute it starts going down and dwindling, if you don't add, it just keeps going down until it's finished. That's exactly what happens in marriage. If you want your marriage to sizzle, then you need to stop removing all the fire. Anything that can light up the fire, you remove. And what are some of the things that you can put to light it up? They are like that: spending time together, allowing the time of intimacy to be totally separate, having date times. Something, the thing that is also bringing infidelity in the marriage is because there is no date time. Can you imagine the way you used to date one another? That you are really having a good time, going out for coffee, going out even for walks, going out, letting the moon find you as you are walking. Oh my gosh, just having a beautiful time together, having fun, laughter moments, and just a beautiful time. You've let it all go. And these are some of the things that fan the fire. These are some of the things that add coal and firewood to the fire. But if you let it go, the fire goes down, and suddenly you don't even want to see each other. Suddenly you are like, oh my gosh, I have the most boring human in the house. Meanwhile, they are so much fun. By the way, let me tell you, they make their workmates laugh day and night. Their workmates are rolling on the floor because of your spouse. They can't even imagine being in the office without your spouse, because your spouse is the life of the party. And at home, mandazi. I don't know if you have mandazi in your country. Mandazi is something you put in the oil and it swells up like this, very yummy. But you are like, at home. No one wants to be around you. You are like you're baptized in juice, in lemon juice. No one wants to be there near you. You see, you have no idea that your spouse is the life of the party. So come on, cheer up. Don't allow these things to come into your marriage. Another thing that causes there to be infidelity is that you are so predictable. Predictable. But now, the house belongs to you, all of it. You pay for the kitchen, you pay for the bedroom, you pay for the sitting room, you pay for the bathroom, you pay. But you can only just go to one place to go and make love. You can only follow each other to one room as if the other room, other people are paying for it. Don't be so predictable. You know, how about scented candles sometimes? How about turning around your bed to be on another different direction? How about just putting on other curtains? How about just making your life more fun? Not every day. I'm not talking about every day you've changed something. I'm talking about sometimes, just don't be predictable. Sometimes let your spouse come home and find, whoa, surprise. Like you've surprised them with the most sumptuous meal. You have the room, the way you've made it is absolutely, you have even sent the kids away. You have even sent the kids away. And you're telling him, today is the day. You will know. I was born at night, but not last night. You will know this is the... Why not? Surprise each other. Don't be so predictable that every day we are following each other this way. Every day we are going to do it here. Every day. So even making love has become just a ritual, a boredom thing, because it's just the same. Oh, you can't even change anything. Jesus, may God forgive us, because that's not our God. Our God is creative. Please don't lie and say, and don't spiritualize. Don't spiritualize and think that when you have fun, God doesn't like it. It's a lie. Stop spiritualizing something like this. God is a creative God. He wants you to be creative in your room. How can you just be creative with kitungu and nyanya? You've now added garlic there, creative in the kitchen, and you can't be creative in your bedroom. You can't be creative, with each other. Don't be predictable that every day somebody knows. These are things that are opening up the door for infidelity to come in, where you're so predictable. And everything, somebody even knows, even before you say anything. They even know the next thing you're going to say. Another thing, and I want us to talk about this very clearly, is forgetting your commitment. You see, when you forget your commitment, you now allow other people to come in, because it's like you've forgotten you're married. You have forgotten your commitment to one another. And this commitment is not something that you make today and then tomorrow you've forgotten and you're moving on. It's a commitment for life. And so you cannot choose to be bored for life. You have to wake up and decide, I made a commitment. And you see, let me tell you, the difference between a committed person and somebody who's just playing games is that a committed person will die. They will die for their commitment. One who is playing games, they don't care about the commitment. They just moved because they were supposed to move. It was their age was ripe and it was no. If you're a married person, for you to stop the infidelity from coming into your home, and if it's already there, how to now not allow, your marriage to be broken. And we're going to talk about that, on how to forgive and everything. But I want you to know these are the things that are messing up with marriage. They are messing it up. You forgot your commitment. You're committed. Listen, you cannot be in a position of blaming others. You're blaming a girl who sat badly. Really? You're blaming a man who talked to you in a manner likely to suggest that they wanted you. Seriously? You're blaming, oh, this one pushed me. Nobody can push you. And please stop acting like you are so innocent. You are just pushed into infidelity. I want you to know that infidelity is a choice you make. It doesn't just happen unless you are raped. It is a choice that you make. So you must remember your commitment. What was your commitment in the first place? What was your commitment? And what is your commitment to one another? Don't forget your commitment. That is where the problem is. Then you start the blame game. It is this one, they did. If this one didn't do, I would not do. Look at this, it's that. You cannot. If you have gotten to the point of allowing all these other things to make you do what you shouldn't do, then one thing you need to do is admit. Admit and say, yes, I messed up. I have made a grievous mistake. I have made a grievous mistake. I have totally, completely, totally messed up. I refused to see that that was a temptation, and I allowed the temptation to get the best of me. And yes, I have failed. Yes, I have cheated on my spouse, and I have done grievous things. I have wounded them badly. I have hurt them terribly. That is man enough. And that is woman enough. Where you can look within and say, I refuse to blame Sister X and Brother J. I take the responsibility over myself and say, I am the one who was not committed enough or forgot my commitment to my spouse and allowed myself to commit adultery. So this infidelity came because I allowed it. So please, don't play the blame game. It's this one, it's because it's so, if it wasn't. No, you made the deliberate choice. Some women are saying, I didn't know he was married. If it's whatever, you're like, I didn't know he was married. It wasn't his responsibility. It was yours. Your responsibility. And so you cannot be saying, I didn't know he was. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. You are responsible for you. You're not responsible for them. You're responsible for you. So be responsible enough as a woman, as a man, to admit, I've made a mistake, I've goofed, I've messed, but you know what? I just now need a way out. I need to start, to come out of this and to start afresh in Jesus' name.